And scroll down to where you see source, platform, format, description, etc.
Source, format, platform, description. Got it.
I am sorry, where are we at?
Go to the link.
Click on the link and then scroll down.
Click on the link.
Yes.
Up there, the blue,
That one.
Scroll down.
And then scroll down to source and format. Like that. It looks like that. Let's see.
Makes sense now?
It's a little more than half. Yeah.
Okay. So we're all on naming files?
Yes.
Scroll down where it's, source and format. Yeah, just like that. We're all there?
I think so.
Okay. Right now, I don't want to go over this right now, but I want all four of us, especially, should understand this. But not yet. And we can go over it a little bit later. But the concept is just like the source, platform that it's going to, and then the format, and then the description. Then we're going, so we might have to update our naming convention for these things because we want to follow that too.
These are naming files.
We call that subserve.
These are for naming files and the different sources that a file would come from. And right now we're talking about daily live videos. Oh yeah, session. Thank you. Session recording.
Yeah. So you want you don't want room.
Session
You want
mask?
recording.
Yeah, not room. I want recording. Thank you for correcting that, Mom. Way to take initiative. Appreciate that. All right. And then you have the products down below. And then we have live your calling.
LIC.
We're just gonna, so we're, the principle is so we're consistent. I don't want that bold. I'm sorry, I'm struggling here.
You want me to unbold it?
No, I got it. Don't do that. Live your calling. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. So we have this.
You funny.
Was there another one that we needed on here? Pioneer, early adopters, livecast replays. No, that sounds good. Okay. Content inventory. That was an idea. That's kind of the stuff down below that. That is still kind of in the works. See, watch, this is what I'm going to do, Tina. Do you see where my cursor is? Oh, he's doing heading.
Why don't we talk about...
He's done. So, looking for it? If you're looking for any of us, you can go up here. Oh, what do you...
I have no idea what I'm doing.
You're not logged in?
I was. Yeah, I just clicked the
Oh, you
button.
don't have access to edit the system hub. Well, I guess I'll give you access to edit it. We'll see about that. I haven't added you because you haven't been using Notion. But since you're going to be using Notion, it'll probably be good to know how to use Notion. Alright, now when you refresh, you should be able to.
You refresh.
You click that refresh button. Or reload. It's synonymous. Alright, you see right there? I think you can click one of us to find us. Click it. No?
Clicking it.
Are you right clicking? Oh, I guess it doesn't do anything.
That's
Scroll
a
down.
left click, don't you?
Yeah. See, there's Mom and there's me.
Okay, now go there and make a heading.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I wanted to show you to do.
Right here?
Yeah, make a heading.
Heading. Alright, so it's
//
This button and then HEAD. Heading 1, heading 2, or heading 3?
1, and then hit enter. And call it action steps. Good job. You're doing good. Okay. Now let's scroll down to leaves the bottom. LOA content machine. Google Drive folder. All right. I want you to click that on a new tab. Hold Control and tap it. But I think it's going to open on a new tab anyways.
What do you mean, like this Google Drive?
Doesn't matter. Just click the Google Drive button. Ignore what I said about new tab. Just click it.
Okay.
It's going to do that automatically. So now you're in this folder. Okay? Are we all in that folder, Mama?
Yes.
I can get there.
I need you to pay attention, Mom.
I am paying attention.
I'm
I
sorry,
didn't know you
I'm
wanted
sorry.
me there.
No, I want all of us there. Oh, you clicked it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Good job. Kamran, can you explain what we're doing with this?
Okay, this is where we put all of the files, all the publications, all the audio, the video, the. Are we doing graphic designs also?
Yes.
Okay, so all of it goes here, and there are different folders that we have. As you can see, there's the YouTube videos, audiogram, podcast, daily live videos, and then if you go into them.
We're with the graphic design.
Let's go to the daily live video.
Oh, okay, let's go.
Yeah, because
we'll get to
the other ones, they need to be in different folders.
Oh, these are the ones that you did already.
Yes.
Yes.
The only folder that is correct in the way that it's supposed to be is the daily live videos.
Okay.
Good job, come on.
Oh, the DLV and then 13? 14?
Yep.
Yeah. So every every piece of source material has its own folder. And so if you go, let's go into the first one first.
And what's a source? What's a source content? What's a source file?
That is the one we get all the content from. The main thing,
Where we find all the content that's related to it.
yes.
Yeah, it's basically the first place that content was ever presented. So you have pillar shows like this live video show. This is like the ministry is like part of like a big portion of ministry. Content is this live video show. That's a source file. Like that's a pillar show, and from this show, like all other pieces of content will be derived.
From, yeah.
Does that make sense? And that way, then if we just focus here, then all the other micro content will come from the show.
Yes. And so if you open one of them, like
Oh, which one should we open?
the first one.
Wait, can we? Okay. All right.
Wait, which one? Do you have one specific?
No, that's perfect. That's
Okay.
great.
So if we go into the first one, oh, maybe I should cut to the
MP4 will be on this folder. The MP3 will be on this folder. The transcripts that Kamran helps with will go on this folder. And Kamran's mom is working on transcripts too. She likes doing that, proofreading. She can proofread your things too. And the key points that you're scribing, that goes on this folder. And the quotable statements goes actually on a Notion database where Rebecca and like anyone who's a graphic designer that's an entry-level position, anyone who likes doing that, they have access to this big old list of quotes, and they just batch create so many photos, social quote cards with, what's the program called, Mom? Are you lost?
Yeah.
Do you want to? It helps if you look at what I'm pointing at. Right here.
I can't see that. It's too small.
Okay. Well, the quotable statements, she's going to keep an eye out. Well, all of us could keep an eye out for quotable statements, but especially the live scribe. And then puts them on a database where quote cards are found, and it's that database is a spreadsheet. It's a list of quotes that need to be created, photos and backgrounds and other stuff for like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the portrait.
Relay that would be good for that too.
You got it. That's what I was looking for. That was the answer to my question.
Relay that.
So relay that will be used for this, and you can. It's gonna be amazing. Every photo that relay that, you don't understand what that is,
That's
but
awesome.
Mom and I do. It's amazing. Every photo that is being created, because this quote card can be posted on Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, all these places, and then the stories. Stories are a portrait, and then Facebook is this way or squared, and Instagram is always squared. It's just squared. It's like that. So it's hard to
easy
describe.
to just you just make one card and it'll create a bunch of different ones.
Relay that is just you add the logo, the website, and the quote, and then the background photo, and they'll create like 2,000 different variations of whatever elements you told it to. You have like those 5 elements, the quote, the website, logo, and background photo, and you got 2,000 things for different social media platforms. All the resolutions, shapes, sizes, and it all aesthetically looks nice.
All of it, yeah.
It's like,
and the branding, that's good for branding too.
All the branding stuff.
Yes, because we can use our colors and stuff.
So relay that. Every photo that's posted on relay that goes to which folder on the content machine?
LOA.
But which one?
The quote cards?
Yeah, where would all the quote cards go? Where would all those photos and thumbnails and MP3?
Well, on the same one that they were taken from, right?
Yes, the same like source folder. Yeah, exactly. So that source folder has all of it. Now, let me give you. Oh, and then when we take the video and we create like a 10-minute micro clip, or maybe a 5-minute micro clip, or if we create a meme video, which I don't think Tina knows what that is, but that's okay. If we take clips from these, they all go to the folder, and this is what it'll look like. Now let's go pull up on your phone, AOY Family Chat. On the phone, click the photo I sent you, and then zoom in with your fingers. This is
What picture? The last one?
Yep, the last one.
You don't want me to read that, do you?
You can't read it. It's hard to read. It's a little pixelation. But I want you to see it. This is his content machine folder. This is archive.
We've got a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, this is one video with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But all that stuff is associated with
it.
that video. It was derived from this piece of content. Does that make sense?
Wouldn't that be nice to see on, what's that one guy's name? Gary V's
I would
thing
love
like
to.
that.
He has a team of 70 people creating content for
I
him
know.
and all these other major brands, Fortune 50 companies.
But I'm glad we got Brandon Burchard.
We have Brendan's system, naming convention, how he does it. We have Pen Junes, and we have this Nicholas guy from Soviet Russia. I looked at 3 people who are repurposing content, and they just let you see inside
Everything.
this stuff. Not everything. Nicholas was trying to sell like a $300 course to explain what I'm teaching you right now. He's going to break down how to do it. Which Nicholas, his webinar, his sales webinar, was really educational. I got a lot from it. I know his course would give even more, but I didn't want to buy it at the time and
Well,
got to
someday.
execute. I already know enough to work on this.
Yeah.
But the purpose of bringing this up is just to show you this is what it would look like. It gives you an idea. Does that make sense? It makes sense to
No,
everybody?
we're building it right now.
And
Yeah.
we're building it. We're all on the same
We'll
page.
always be building it.
And I'm really glad that, Kamran, you're like quick tip. What Brendan was mentioning is that there's like one Google Doc. This is where we would use Google Doc versus Notion. And I'm
Doc.
trying to think. What were you saying?
No, I just said Doc.
What was your thought?
I just said Doc.
Oh, Doc. Oh, okay. I'm not sure what to do otherwise, but I think like a Google Doc. What Brendan did is he had his key points on the Google Doc, he had the transcript on the same Google Doc, and he had the summary on the same Google Doc. The transcript, key points, and summary, it was all in the same Google Doc. And his blog post, which was derived from, well, I guess that was something like that. That was all in the same Google Doc. That way it's all in one place. And you know what that does, Kamran? You were saying, what was taking the most time for scheduling the podcast?
Descriptions.
But if we have a description summary for every live video, it's done. It's just copy and paste. When you post a quote card on social media, you can copy the short 200-word summary, and that could be your copy for the quote card when you're posting 2 images a day on Facebook and Instagram with that copy, and LinkedIn. But
Sounds like a lot of work, but when we get in the groove of doing all of it, yeah, and pray for more workers to come help us, and yeah,
that's right.
yeah,
It's
that's
not
good.
it's not just us,
Yes.
but we have to think as leaders, because you, Mom, as a live prayer warrior, you're not just a live prayer warrior, you're the live prayer warrior team leader. And then Tina, as a live scribe, you're not just a live scribe, you're the scribe team leader.
Oh, if you didn't have enough.
But that's okay. The reason why I'm doing that is not to put that responsibility on you now, but to just
Prepare.
oh yeah, to prepare and open your mind. I'm planting seeds. That's not your responsibility now. But just allow
That's
yourself to entertain the idea.
I'm glad you let her know that.
Me too. I saw she was sinking in her chair for a moment. And then Mom loves broadcasting. She's already ready to go. She's like, let's teach broadcasting. I've got all these apps I want to show people.
They're wonderful.
So, and then Kamran is not just like the live switcher, he's a content manager, so he's able to he's able to teach us how to do the switching.
I like that too because that's creative. It's really creative, and it could take it far too.
Yeah.
Just for it looking good. It's all good.
Are there any questions?
No?
We finished before I thought.
Oh,
we
praise the Lord.
would. So, you know what the next step to turn this into reality? Let me explain something about systems. We cannot have a team without systems. People, it's like, how do I say this? Right now, this is like all up to me. If this happens, like it's my fault. If it doesn't, it's my fault. But the thing is, like, the way to delegate responsibility is we have to create these systems, which is the purpose of this class, to communicate systems, And because I'm better at speaking than I am writing, with these notes, I'm going to create, and if anybody has a mind that's apt to create systems and communicate step by, like the why, how, what, or would like to learn how to do that, I mean, I'd love help. But right now, I'd love to train you and teach you what I know, but when we create the systems like what we have for the missionary meetings, as you saw that, we're going to provide checklists. And with those checklists, that's a system. That's how you delegate. Systems replace people. People don't replace people. Does that make sense? And until we have a system, we can't train. We can't develop a team. Same thing in the kitchen. Same thing in the recipe. Like Candace is responsible for cooking the Thanksgiving food, unless Renell's there to help. Renell can't do anything unless Candace gave Renell the recipe. That's the system. Systems replace people and delegate. That's how we work as a team. Systems develop disciples. Systems train, like the army of youth rightly trained. The training is found in systems. This isn't like an additional part of work. This is the work. Yes, Mom?
And just like we found early on that we would train somebody something and then they'd go off somewhere else, and that kept happening. And if we could get a system going that has the training on it, then all we do is we guide the person over to learn the system, through videos and stuff like that. So that's really important.
And where do we house all the systems? Because I know Tina doesn't know yet.
On Zoom or Loom. On what? What did you say?
System Hub?
Yeah. And don't we use Loom videos to do that?
Yes. You're right. So the System Hub on Notion is a database. It's a hub. It's a database of all of our systems. All of our systems are located right there, neatly organized, easy to navigate. And it has a little search bar if you ever want to know how to name a file, how to find the content machine, how to scribe, all of these things. All of these things are going to go on the System Hub. And yes, Mom, we use Loom videos for
to make them.
Yeah, to record our screens.
You guide them through it.
Yeah, for training videos. And so our next step is we have to make sure we have everything. What I would encourage, here's what I encourage, is I'm going to be praying. I'll just say this. One thing that I experienced, I remember there was one day before we moved that I was feeling pretty stressed out, where I realized like different people were making commitments that they're going to do something, they're going to do something, they're going to do something. And based on the different things that people were going to help with, it helped me to know, it's like, okay, they said yes, I trust that they're going to do that. And then I made other decisions on that, knowing that. But then people were, it's just like all in one day. I was realizing, like, didn't do that. This person like, oh, I forgot. Or the person like, oh yeah, and then didn't do that. And then so there's like 4 people that said they would do something that didn't, and it was like back to back, and I was already feeling pressured because I asked Pastor Smith, like, hey, can you take some classes so I don't have to do that? And then he's like, yeah. Maxed out the schedule and then took off for a week and then put all that responsibility on me. I'm like, wait a second, what? So then that day it was just like intense, and I was praying and I'm just like, Lord, what do I do? Because I was feeling like, whenever I'm feeling like that desire to want to, like, it's easier just to pull back, isolate to myself, and just not work with others, because this whole like depending on people is hard, and working with people is hard, training people is hard, and it's like if it's going to be done, it's better to do it myself, whatever. I know that those are not like godly thoughts, and so I was praying, and it was beautiful because within like 5 minutes, Kamran went up to me in that day and he's like, hey, you know, I just realized I said I was going to do some stuff and I didn't. And I just want to apologize for that. I'm sorry. And that little comment was really refreshing and helpful. It brought a lot of hope to my heart because I saw it's like, you know, gotta persevere. You guys are so patient with me, and I really appreciate that. And I know it's a learning curve, but I'm very grateful for the people who took the time to teach me these things and that God has taught me. And I just want to encourage you that as you take on these responsibilities, know you are working for God and that He will teach you whatever you need. Yes, Mom?
You're qualified and called.
Yeah, God doesn't call a qualified, He qualifies a called.
And just when we're feeling overwhelmed and like we're not going to be able to pull this off, it seems as when He like steps up and shows you that you can't, you know. And having these classes already have been paying off, I think. Just this week, doing these classes, because I'm a whole lot more productive than before that.
Me too.
And I feel a whole lot more energy to go forward with it too.
Praise the Lord.
Like happiness and willingness.
Yeah, and I want to admit too that I'm praying for wisdom. I feel like there's so much to share because this is the burden that I've been carrying the last year from October 2018.
Yeah, it's 19 now.
I think that's when I learned about online courses, and that's when I've been like, wow, I really want to do an online course, and I've been learning every day. I've been learning more about courses and information products and automating income machines and content distribution and like really diving deeper into modern publishing. And this is what I was going to do before invited to come here, and I was just like, so then that year, it was just kind of like, I felt like I was doing this by myself, and now we're able to do this together, and it's a blessing. And I have to admit that I feel like there is, like right now, I'm just kind of like catching us all up to speed, while at the same time hashing out some things too. And I learned when we did the Overcoming Satanic Shyness class, that was eye-opening for me. I realized how much more we can do together. And when we communicate like this, we get a better picture, we're on the same page, and we know how to make decisions in light of like what we're collectively doing. So
it's like getting wisdom from counselors.
Yes.
Instead of by yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And so I want to do that, but I don't want to just do this every day. Like I know we're just like newly in here, and we're thinking like, what is the schedule going to be like? What is our life and work and thing? I don't want every session to be like how we have in the morning. It's kind of been like that this week because we're kind of laying a foundation, trying to get on the page and answering these questions. But I believe that once we get, my goal, my desire is to create the rhythm. That way we can have this consistent rhythm of a variety of different things that we are, it's not so spasmodic. It's not so spur of the moment. It's not so last minute. But we have responsibilities that we enjoy, that fit our skills and passions, interests, and our life's definite aim, things that are aligned with us individually, and that we're just kind of like, we're just winning, going from one glorious win to another, personally, individually, and collectively in those areas. And so that's my desire. And this first week, I feel like it was kind of the groundwork, and hopefully I'm trying to figure out how to balance between, you know, these pioneer sessions and then doing the work and then doing hands-on work and then interacting with people face-to-face, person-to-person, and recording videos and just try to balance this. And I just request prayer because it's something we really need to do, and I'm really thankful to be able to labor together. I believe it's going to be a life-changing experience for all of us. We're going to grow. I just want to be transparent. Part of the reason why I say that is because I encourage you as we move into this phase, pray that God teaches you how to keep track of your things. And I would encourage you during class during the session, if there's something that you know regarding your responsibility to do, write it down. Our memories are not sufficient to remember our commitments. Please make a memorandum, make a list of things that you've committed to, that you've done, and it's okay to say no. It's totally fine to say no on something, but the thing is, for me too, like, I am totally fine if you say that you're gonna do something and you just do it later. But what really challenges me is when you say you're gonna do something and completely forget because you didn't take note or write it down. Like, if you put something on AnyDo, and I'm speaking to myself too, like, I'm using AnyDo a lot more because I've been having to remember, I've been trying to remember things for each individual that we say we're gonna do, things that you said you're gonna do, and things that I need to, but I know that the answer is not to remember all this stuff for you. The answer is to increase our skills, develop the habits of productivity, of time management, the talents that God has given us individually to keep track of this. But what I was saying is, I'm totally fine if you say you're going to do something and you do it later because there's other things that happen, and I totally understand. It's just the forgetting is the challenge, and you won't forget if you write it down. My memory's on pages, whether it's Notion, AnyDo, your account book, however you want to do that. I think AnyDo is extremely good for just quick, really fast things, and sometimes I even add something on AnyDo to be quick, and then like spend 10 minutes just transferring stuff over to Notion. Then I know on Notion it'll stay for a long time, and that's like my database that I just like empty a lot of stuff, and that way I don't forget in the projects. It's all here. But I'm here to help. I'm here to assist. We can grow and learn together to find out what works for us. But I just want to communicate that because it was heavy on my heart. That was part of the reason why I introduced the account book too, because I realized that if we don't do this, we're going to keep committing and forgetting. And I know that nobody here wants to be inconsistent. Nobody here wants to not follow through with when we say something. And we're all in this together. So I praise the Lord for that.
Are we getting back together on the next session, you, me, and Kathy?
I think the next session we have personal partner work. So Tina's going to help with the kitchen. Carmen and I were planning on working together.
Okay.
And then you and Kathy are going to do it. You and Kathy are going to do things together, and then I'll do things with her.
Well, I have an appointment today, and I was
At 1?
Take the time.
At 1?
I need to make time.
Oh, for the sessions, a good time to do it is
It might not be a good time for that person. I need to make a phone call and find out.
Who are you calling?
I'm calling the pastor.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, for scheduling that. Well, I'll just tell you ideal times to do it is session 7 should work fine. And then prayer meeting.
What do you mean prayer meeting?
Prayer meeting's at 5:30.
I can't do it then.
And we get out at 6, so we're
So
gonna be a
you're
little late.
saying we only have one choice?
You have the gardening class at 3:30. You have 3 is your prayer walk, and session 5. If you want to reschedule with Kathy, you can. I mean, you're 1 p.m. You're gonna be with Kathy.
I don't remember setting up with her. I thought we made it for Mondays.
No, you and I switch. I'm on Mondays, you're on Wednesday, because you said that Wednesday would work for you. Or, is that true? I think you might be right. I'm sorry. So you don't need to talk to Kathy? Kathy, Wednesday. Oh yeah. And then, oh, you're right, Mom. You didn't set up for her today. Oh, then the next session you can talk with Pastor Smith
Okay,
if you need to do that one.
I'm gonna do that.
Perfect. Glad it all worked out. Then all of us have
Good thing
partners to
that's
do stuff
time.
together.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, if not, you can do some personal work. Something you gotta do. We can close early. I think today was a very good day. And
Productive.
yeah. Does anyone have any last questions? Last comments? I have a question.
Yes.
How many people want to use AnyDo more than you do currently?
I do.
I'm not sure. I'm not using it currently.
Yeah. No.
I love AnyDo because you could just like pick it up and just jot something down so quickly.
Okay.
And it's all organized too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
My other question is, if you're not using AnyDo, I'd like to know what system do you plan on having to keep track of commitments that you say you're going to do, so you don't forget?
Oh, it's got an alarm too. That's nice.
Oh, I see.
Right now, I was just I haven't been, but I just wrote down some things like just on my notes.
Okay, so you want to try to use your notes to
I
keep
don't know if
track of
that's
stuff.
the best idea, but
I used to do a finger. I have 3 things today. One was
Yeah, I remember. What about you, Conrad? What system
that part
do
is
you
like
want to
a-
use other than your memory or AnyDo?
Other than AnyDo?
Oh, because I didn't see you raise your hand that you wanted to use it more.
Oh. Oh, okay. Well,
is it like easy, simple?
It's as fast as your notes,
Yeah, just quicker.
and it's easy, and it's easier to keep track of.
It's quicker because you don't have to really open something for it.
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah. You don't have
And
to
it
decide
has an
right now.
alert.
You don't have to decide right now, but please put it on a prayer list. Just take time to consider. Just think about it in your mind, because I want to, and we could sit down together because it's so important. It's going to change your life forever.
do a
Spirit of
little
Prophecy
video on it.
talks about it, about making a memorandum and writing down the things we need to do and deciding how long it's going to take. If you don't have a list of what to do, then when it's time to do your planning, you're going to be thinking, what do I have to do?
Yeah.
AnyDo has all your stuff, and you're like, what am I going to do today? AnyDo's your digital thing, and it's there always. But your planner is like, here's today, so your planner doesn't get overwhelmed. So, but we can talk more about that later.
Okay.
What about you, Kamran? What was your? Did you have another idea or plan?
Another idea plan? I was using Notion for a little bit, but then I ran out of space on the free version. So
Get the paid one. It's amazing. It's worth it.
But it's $4 a month.
Yeah, $4 a month.
wow, that's expensive.
That's just
Sell a book.
Sell a book?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
that's
We'll
one
pay for
cycle on
4 months.
Isogenics. Will pay for the whole year.
We would.
That's it's like 2 subscribers on the Projection of God program will pay for the whole year too. 2 subscribers in a month will pay for the whole year.
Yeah.
But I know we don't have that yet. So okay, well we can consider that.
Well, AnyDo will work until then.
Oh, we might be able. Well, we can talk about that. If you are using Notion and you'd like to continue using Notion, that might still work too. Just as long as you have a system. Like I don't care what system you have, but as long as something system that works, and we'll do trial and error until it does work. All right. So, did you want to say something?
No, I mean I'm using AnyDo.
Okay.
Trello works too.
I would encourage people to use Trello. There's no reason.
Well, if they
when
don't
you
want
have Notion.
AnyDo.
Okay, let's pray. Who would like to pray for us?
Somebody want it besides me?
All right, thank you, Tina.
Father in heaven, I thank you for this time, this opportunity that we could learn how to move forward. And Father, we realize that each and every one of us has responsibilities, and we pray that you teach us how to fulfill our responsibilities and live up to our responsibilities that we have, oh Father. be with us as we continue on, as we go into session 5. I pray that you might give us wisdom to know exactly what to do, Father, and I just pray for the direction from God, of course. Father, I thank you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord.
So after this, we eat and then we go for a walk and then we
Have gardening
some
class for 30
gardening,
minutes.
and then what's after gardening?